Hello dear learners. So in today's lecture we are continue with our ecology unit number 10, in which we are talking about population ecology, in which we have completed lots of video, but we are focusing on survivorship curve, which is a very important topic in case of CSIR net and in case of your knowledge also. So what is the survivorship curve? This curve suggests that each every species in which the at a different age group how many people are surviving. Now just see this. There are three type of cows: type 1, type 2 and type 3. Here a age limit is there, and here the number of people is there. Now if you see in type 1, which is a humans, at the early age and the middle age the survivorship is very high. There is a mortality is very low. Mortality means that is very low, but in the later age a, a quick decline is there, in which the at later age at the age there the death of people is very higher. Now type 2, which is a bird, it is a age independent, it is a constant mortality and constant death rate is there. But in type 3, in the early age the mortality is very high, the natality, which is a birth rate, it very high also, but the mortality is very high. And once the individual is survive this phase, then it will go the very longer age. Now let's focus here. There are two type of what is there. Natality means birth of individual in a population. Mortality means the death of individual. These both factor are involving in the survivorship. Survivorship curve plot the number of surviving individual in a particular age. Now mark this is a 10 year, 20 year, 30 year, 40 year, 50 year and 60 and 70 year. Now at different age time how many individual are surviving till the longer age. Now in human we saw that the normal age range is 65 to 70. After that a complete decline phase is there. There is a higher mortality rate and lower the natality rate, in which the bird is a very constant, but a tree, when the tree is established, it is a very high mortality rate because of the dangerous. But once it is established, one it is a become a somehow mature, the they go very longer. A survivorship curve is a graph showing the number or the proportion of individuals surviving to each age for a given species or group. Survivorship curve are the graph that show what fraction of a population survive from one age to the another, like between 10 years to 20 years and 20 years to 30 years. Population rate depends on many factors like mortality, natality. Immigration means the entry of individual, and emigration means exit of individual. There are three type of curve: type 1, type 2 and type 3. Type 1 is also called as convex curve, type 2 is a diagonal curve, and type 3 is a concave curve. Here you can easily see. Now type 1 convex curve, which is a completely age dependent, high age specific survival probability in early and middle age, followed by rapid decline in a survival in the later age. As they become a very age, they are completely mortalating their lives. They are typically a species that produce few offspring but more care for them. So here you can see the curve. But why this is happen between these two a different curves? Because here the individual producing a less offsprings, less their daughters and childs, and care them more, hence they are easily surviving the initial phase. But here the offsprings are very more, but the parental care is very less. This is the main reason behind this. Example, better parental care is the main reason of survival. Example is human, mammal and the species are heteropairous. Organism breed several times during the life like humans. Example of the survivorship curve type 1 is a human, deer, sheep, mango tree. They all are heteropairous. Now type 2 diagonal curve, which shows by birds. Type 2 or diagonal curve are the intermediate between type 1 and type 3, where roughly constant mortality rate and survival rate is differentiate present. Rate of survival remains same thoroughly the life. The example is songbird, hydra, mice, rabbit, American poor Hamilton, American robin, lizard, followed by type 2. And the slum area lived humans are also included in type 2. They are age independent. Now type 3 concave curve. Mortality rate is very high during the younger stage because of low parental care. Chance to decrease mortality rate at a later age. Once they establish, they are easily surviving this phase. Characterization of species that are produce a large number of offspring. These include the most marine invertebrates because the characteristic is producing the large number of individuals, hence they are not able to care of all of them. No parents care is or leader parental care is present. Mortality rate decreases as the younger individual establish. Example, oyster produce million of eggs, but most have died from the predation or other causes. That once they are established, they form a very hard shell and they live long. This organism breed once during their lifetime and termed as semelparous. The example is oyster, shellfish, frog, oak tree, bamboo, and some insect, and also marine pelagic fish. These all things about the survivorship. I hope you enjoyed the video, you understand the video. If you understand, then please share a like button and share your friends and press a like button. This is about my CSI note. If you like, then you can contact me through the WhatsApp. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.